Alright, it's been a day since Another Games changed all of the Bedwars, Scours, and Duels maps, and Another Games have finally made an official statement on the change and why they did it. Apparently, they cannot go back to the old maps because of legal restrictions. We don't know what this could mean. This could mean Hypixel actually took notice of the maps because of Gamer Wady's videos, or maybe somebody else was just like playing on Bedrock and they noticed that. No idea what happened, but they were removed because of legal restrictions, which would mean that if they were to bring them back, they would get a copy. I don't know how copyright infringement would work in this case. Maybe they would go to court. Maybe they would be fined. No idea what they could have done to stop this. This would have eventually happened. I think Keith and all the other staff team expected this to happen at some point, so I'm actually surprised that they changed the maps as fast as they did. And maybe they didn't actually change it fast. Maybe it took them a full month to create all the new maps. Maybe Hypixel has been on to Another Game since last year. Who knows? But they finally changed the maps and they voiced their opinion right here. As you can see, most people aren't really happy about the change. You got two people saying that goodbye Another Games, had a great time here, just a quick opinion, and some people said they're good. For example, shout out to the Another Games build team, and then the new maps are so good. Some people think it's good that they change maps, some people think it's not, and I want to give my opinion on this. I'm going to have some background footage of the new Indian map, which in my opinion is a crazy map. So hope you guys enjoy that background footage. But alright, so let me go ahead and discuss this. So on one part, I definitely miss the old maps. I don't know if changing to the old maps was, removing the old maps was 100% necessary. I feel like none of the games could have maybe worked it out with Hypixel or whoever was, giving them a notice of copyright infringement, or no idea what happened between Hypixel and other games. Maybe nothing happened. Maybe it was just somebody that told them, Another Games is aware of this now. Maybe we should remove them, or maybe they just wanted to become a featured server. On one hand, I do want to say that I'm happy that the change didn't come from them. I'm happy that the change came from an outside situation, or just a situation non-related to just the staff team wanting to add new maps or become featured server. But at the same time, I'm sad because that means that Another Games has no plans to become a featured server, or maybe they do, but this statement doesn't really bring that to light. So that's that. Let's talk about the maps. So I'm gonna release a video sometime soon with Sheets, where we're gonna cover all the new maps, the rushes, review them, talk about them. My like tactics where you can like rush people. For those people that do want to get back into grinding, I think that video will be very necessary to watch, because I've just been playing and nobody knows how to rush on the new maps. Nobody knows the game pace. Nobody's competent. Like even really good players I've played against, I've just walked just because I've got better knowledge of the maps, because I spent literally a full day with Sheets yesterday just like working out the best ways to play on each map. So I think each person should take their time to check out the new maps, because the new maps are actually, some of them are very, very good. Some examples, for example, are Wilderness, Wild West, and Indians. Those three maps, in my opinion, are the fastest possible maps. Wilderness is a 4 iron rush. It's 16 blocks, 8 to damage in, 8 back to the other base. And then you also have Wild West, which is a 8 rush side, 8 rush mid, 8 rush again to the other side. So you'd 8 rush mid and then 8 rush mid to the other base. So it's a 16 rush diagonally, 8 rush side. Pretty good game speed, but I do think that there's like a huge ring, which is a little bit annoying. So I wouldn't say that that's my go-to map. Then you also have Indian. Now Indian, I can't even start talking about how good Indian is. I got a 2-minute game on my first game on Indian, full lobby. 2-minute game. Now I'm gonna say that it was because I didn't die once, and it also was because everybody was incompetent. Nobody rushed anybody. Nobody knew how to play on that map. Like, I've played already 5 games in Indian, and it's already my favorite map. I thought Wilderness would be my favorite map because it's a 4 rush, but no, Indian is actually insane. You can get an 8 rush side, and it's gonna be an 8 rush diagonally as well. So you literally just need 16. You literally just need 16 iron for a side and diagonal rush, which is really, really good. The pace on Indian is actually insane. I think that is one of the best Bedwars maps I've ever played on. And for somebody who plays Bedwars on Java, that says a lot. Indian is such a fast-paced map, so you guys have no idea. You can easily break any single possible speed record on Indian. So that's all that I have to say about the good maps. Now let's talk about basically all the other maps on solos that are bad. So yeah, for example, Unearth, which is basically the copy of Hollow. The map is pretty good. I feel like I also have some really good game speed. I can get 3-minute, 4-minute games somewhat, but one big problem is that mid is so far away. I think that's a problem with a lot of these solos maps, is that mid is just too far away. You're basically forced to mid rush. If you accidentally rush a base that doesn't have a gen, and you don't have enough blocks to dag, if for example your next rush does not exist, or let's say both of your rushes don't exist, you're gonna have to bridge to middle, or you usually bridge to middle to rush somebody else and, you know, make up for both bases next to you not existing. But you can't do that on most of these maps, especially for example on let me see, I think it's also Undead. I'm not sure if it's called Undead. No, Undying, sorry. Undying, Unearthed. Those two maps have just such a small mid. It's just so difficult to access. While that's good for people that want to camp, you know, this is good for people that want to camp because they can't really get emeralds, they can't really get stuff like punch bows, or stuff like obby, because they have to go through mid, and that makes them vulnerable because it's such a short side rush, it's such a short diagonal rush. Somebody can easily rush them in the time that they go mid. But then again, it's also not really good for people that don't have anybody next to their side. And for another games, a small server that doesn't usually have full games every single time, that can be a problem. But other than that, I really want to give Nether Games a 10 out of 10 for response. It took them 1 day to make Indian, or release Indian, and Indian is the best map so far I've ever seen on any Bedwars mode. Like, I'm not even joking you. Like, Indian is so much fun. It's so fast. It's so easy to get some really fast wins. It's actually like on a complete new different level. As for all the other maps, I wouldn't say that I like them. I wouldn't say I would like to play them. But I think, especially for a lot of people, I think they should first of all try all the maps, then make up their opinion. Some people have just tried a squads map, and you know, some people don't like squads. I don't really like squads all the time. And for me, the squads map aren't the best maps. I feel like they require you to do a lot of teamwork. They're good for playing in a party, but I wouldn't, like, if you're solo queuing, it's really bad for you to solo queue, because that means that you just have to die because everybody just mid rushes, everybody channels through mid, everybody can target you. So that's why I don't like the squad maps. But that's okay. If you should check out all the solos maps, and then you can make up your opinion whether or not they're bad. I bet most of the people haven't even tried all the solos maps. They're just saying, okay, goodbye. I've had my fun. I've had a good run. You know, that's it. I would say go and try each one of the maps, because I can guarantee you can find a fun map. I do agree that overall all the maps don't really make as much fun as the old maps do, but there's some maps that are way better than the old ones. For example, my favorite map from the Hypixel maps was Lighthouse. Lighthouse is so much inferior to two of the maps that is on the list. Like, Wilderness and Indian are so much more better than Lighthouse, and I've already gotten used to the game pace on those two maps. Well, it took me like a solid month to get used to Lighthouse game pace. Something else that people don't seem to grasp is that for every single map that that you had on the Hypixel map list, they basically made a map to replace that. For example, I'd say Indian is more than just a replacement for Lighthouse. Indian is way faster and is way more fun than Lighthouse was. Or for example, Speedway. I'd say Wilderness is a really good map that you can compare with Speedway, because it has a pretty good mid. It's not that huge, but it's pretty well made. It's also pretty short rush, and it's really fun and enjoyable. That's what Speedway is known for being a fun, average, good map that anybody could play on. And for example, Crypt. If you want to play Crypt, go play Undying on this new map list, or go play Unearthed. You know, maps like those that replace old maps like Crypt exist. You just have to go find them and go play on them. But overall, my final opinion is that, while yes, I do like these maps, I don't think they replace the Hypixel maps quite yet. I haven't played all of them over and over again, so I have to get used to a lot of them. I have to get used to the game sense. I have to get used to all the new rushes and stuff like that. But I'll give it a solid week, and then I might make a community post judging the maps. Because then I'll hopefully have played most of them over and over again and gotten used to them. But yeah, that was my opinion on the new maps, and but yeah, that was sort of my judgment But yeah, that was sort of my reaction to this new map change and my opinion on these. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.